Ain't it funny how life has all these twists and turns in it? Because it turns out that the dude in the wheelchair was right. Now, it doesn't matter that he was right because he has no business jumping into my business and texting the landlord on my stead and putting crazy ideas in the landlord's head, like me talking to Michelle about a leak, which never happened, which I had to dispel the landlord of. But it turns out, yeah, he was right. It's actually a leak related to the shower. Because I thought about it, like I said, and I was like, well, I'll pay the rent for this month, and then next month I'll put the rent in escrow. Um, if I want to, if I decide to do that, if I figure out if it's actually going to be worth the bother. But, so, I think about it and I'm like, well, I might as well get this over with because I haven't seen the landlord uh, since the one day where I said, Mr. Miller, to him. And the other day where I was yelling him out of my house after getting sprayed with bug poison in June. I was like, oh, we'll get this over with today. So I was like, well, there's less likely of a lengthy conversation if I'm out on the porch improperly dressed. It's maybe in the 40s, so I just go out on the porch in shorts and a coat that's open. And he comes up, and man, that guy is good. I mean, as far as a con man, he has no equal. As far as like putting on this facade of innocence, it's amazing. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have to get a plumber in there because I'm gonna have to protect my property. And I'm like, listen, you don't understand. And I explained the whole thing about how um, we don't know if it's a leak. I said, how many times have I told you about water that was coming down from the ceiling that turned out not to be a leak, that turned out to be an overflowed toilet or something spilled or something like that? So uh, he's like, yeah, I know. And I explained to him the whole genesis of the thing and how it was like a day after I had all those teeth pulled out and that Roy was just butting into my business and texting you and putting all kind of ideas in your head and he's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I get it. And he changes his mind, right? He's like, all right, I'm not gonna have the plumber come out, and I'm hating talking to the guy. I hate the guy so much, because I'm looking at this guy, that's just a complete, like I said, a facade of innocence, knowing all the stuff that he did and all the stuff that he was responsible for. And so it's driving me crazy, and I'm practically yelling on the porch, and I'm like, I want you can just treat me as a squatter, as a hostile squatter who pays his rent on time. So I know I'm going to need money saved to get up out of here. He said, I'd never treat you like that, you know. And I mentioned the fact that I smelled crack upstairs on the 18th. And I told him that whole story, which I already told you guys. And so I'm looking through the tenant code on, and there's I don't, I didn't delve into it too deeply, but they've had recent changes to it. Well, guess what? The landlord is responsible for drug activity on his property. But you have to have a warrant. I think is the way I read it. You have to contact the police. You have to get the police involved first, and the police, you know, so he might actually be responsible for that stuff that went down in 2018 because there was so many cops here, but they didn't go after him, and he acted totally unperturbed by it, and this is somebody with how many years experience doing this kind of thing. So I just have to let that go, you know. I have to let that go as far as like um, trying to make him pay somehow for like ruining this neighborhood and chasing guy out next door out, and just like the Roy guys, like he said that I have I don't know, he called it something like an irrational beef. I don't remember the exact words. um he called it stupid in one way or another or something. And it's like, dude, you had your packages in the mail. I didn't say that to him. I usually don't waste time talking to unreasonable people. And it's like, you had packages stolen. We both had packages stolen during the time those people were living here. They were stealing our shit. Uh, it's like you had, uh, you know, you were in danger whether you knew it or not. You were in danger that whole time. And I was the guy that was just out front getting the death threats and made on me and stuff for it, you know. So just because the guy is right, I'm not going back on my word. I don't really care for the dude anyway, and I'm not prejudiced in favor. Or it's like he doesn't get a pass because he's in a wheelchair. I mean, he got a pass because I understood a little bit of his background, and I just am a fairly nice guy, but he doesn't get a pass for going behind my back and texting the landlord. So I'm not talking to the guy again just because he was right. He just happened to make a lucky guess. It's like, well, good for you. You made a lucky guess. You know, it's just the way it worked out, because after I talked to the landlord, I came in here, I laid in bed, and I listened very carefully, to the sounds of the shower running. And I was listening afterwards, and then pretty soon, let's see, you probably can't see it anyway. I tried. That white tape that's taped up. Pretty soon I seen water dripping through it, you know. And so what that means for me is I had to call or text the landlord back and say, because I told him, I said, look, don't listen to him. If there's a problem in here, I'll tell you about it. It's like, it's none of his business anyway, and he's not, so I had to not, it's not really eating crow, because um, it only happened a couple of times. This is like a new phenomenon, because what happened on the 18th had nothing to do with the shower. It was something completely different, because it sounded like Niagara Falls up there. This this has to do with the shower, like a split in a shower drain pipe or something. And maybe it'll be an easy fix. I don't know. But anyways, so I had to, yeah, I wouldn't call it eating crow or whatever, but I had to like text the landlord and say, yeah, it turns out it is a shower drain related thing. The landlord's name is, or the plumber's name is Bruce. So I'm like, yeah, call Bruce. And he goes, I never got around to canceling the appointment. It was for Friday. So, by Friday, I mean, this place is a mess, and my legs are all messed up. That's why it's a mess. And, what do? Do I let them clean this place up, or do I'll probably end up being prideful and trying to drag some of this crap out of here myself. But I mean, I got a mess in here. I mean, I got the big blue scooter. I got the little scooter. In the corner there, I got a bunch of my air conditioner. I got a bunch of garbage laying around. You know? And what happened? I don't know what happened. And everything just went white. Okay, I don't know what happened. Everything just went white, and I think it went on to like Task Manager or something like that. But I'll piece it together. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm still frazzled from my dental trauma and stuff. And it's like the day after my dental trauma, it's like I got to deal with this water situation. And I called um, one of my people this morning, one of the few people I could talk to. And I got that little dig in there about, like maybe, maybe he was just looking out for you. It's like, no, you don't do that. You don't. How would he feel if I went behind his back and got in his business and like texted the landlord on behalf of one of his problems and said like, look, I think Roy needs this or this or this. Then it got back, and then the landlord starts texting him, you know. Um, so, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm stressed out as usual, and yeah, I haven't eaten today. I don't have any really real appetite, you know. Having to see and talk to my landlord for that length of time and wipe out my appetite. Plus, I got teeth problems, which I gotta try to eat something eventually. But I mean, it looks like I'm stuck here in this room, and I maybe I could like spend my energy like reading the tenant code, but then I could actually get her thrown out of here probably because um, she's got tenants that are for sure on the pipe, and according to uh, the Warvet guy, she's on the pipe, which I don't know if she was home or not. He might be in there. He might have been in there smoking with him. I haven't seen him for a long time, so I don't know. Maybe he relapsed. Who the hell knows? I don't know what's going on in this building. I really don't want to know. I just want to be out of here. But it looks like I'm going to be here and probably for the winter with a bellyache. I mean, I'm not going to be able to live much cheaper than this. And yeah, I called the place that has the aid workers come over for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I was just like, I'm canceling for this week. Like, I don't want bothered with them. But I'm not sure how to handle this, as far as like getting out of here. Um, like if I should call some places and maybe try to get on some waiting lists. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I said, man. I made that video where I was feeling overwhelmed. Well, I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed now because, uh, yeah, things just don't seem to cooperate. It's like, why now with the dripping thing? when I got the problem with my face at the same time. Why does it have to be an issue now? Why did that have to happen like on Halloween, the day after I get the oral surgery thing? And then like I get that hanging on by a thread type of feeling. I don't like it. And I'm trying to think of when I took my last benzos. I just been sticking to Valium. I'm trying to think of when I took my last Valium. What do we got here? 339. Oh boy. I didn't take any today, so no, that's not true. I took some when I woke up this morning when I drank my coffee at about 8 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to handle this, man. It just seems like too much stuff, you know. I have to, my appointments were for today were for the Coleman agency where I go to see my supposed case manager lady, who was basically, what do you want me to do about it? What do you want me to do about it, lady? As far as like, well, you got to be like homeless for us to set you up with that ICANN program. And my psychiatric nurse guy who prescribes the Valium, I have to see them. But yeah, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this. You know, this whole place is going to be ripped up. This whole ceiling is going to be ripped up on Friday. And, you know, I guess I'll have to some heavy shit. But I'll probably have to like move some of this stuff around just to, I don't know if I'll make them do it or tell them I can't do it. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to do extra stuff when extra stuff is already piled on me. How am I supposed to be like, trying to find a place to move out of here? 'Cause I'm so unhappy here. And I hate living here so much. And I could hear that dog barking. That dog's not even a year old. It's already very big. I already ran through some of its shit with my little crippled person scooter, which I just wheeled it into the house like that and left the tire up, and I guess I'll just let it dry out. But I was just too tired and my leg hurt too bad to mess with it that day. I couldn't really smell it. I don't know. I thought maybe if it would dry out, I could just like scrape it out with a toothbrush like dirt or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. How's a person supposed to live like this? How's this life livable? All the physical problems, and then like all these extra problems, and then now I have to deal with the landlord, and it's like the way it looks like the way. Maybe I'll make another phone call to the county clerk's office, but it looks like the way it's set up, I'm better off to like learn the tenant's code and to go through here and like if I want, and have the guy fix the hole in the wall or fix things that get things up to code. But I don't really even care about that. I just want to get out of here. I want to get away from Gerald. I want to get away from the dude in the wheelchair. I want to get away from the war vet. I just want to get away from this building and away from this disastrous place with the pentagram on the door. That's all I want. And have to try to hang in there and see some sort of possibility or some way out. I heard some very interesting news this morning that I can't share with you, that is like odd, like very strange, but I haven't really explored it. It seemed like a fresh wound on somebody, so I haven't really, and they're volatile, and I haven't really talked to them about it. This heater isn't, oh God, no. Tell me this heater isn't just turned down. I don't want that other. I got two heaters. I got this one, and I got the black one, and the black one eats up power. Okay, this one was just turned down. I was wondering why I was freezing, because this place doesn't really have a hot air register in the bedroom. It has like a register, but it's more like a cool air vent, because this place was just a big house that was sectioned off into apartments. So I don't really have a good hot air register in my bedroom. So, life in here without a heater or a working heater, not doable. Especially when you can't wear no shirt. Yeah. I wish I could be cheerful for y'all, It's like I wish I could I'm just trying to hang in there. And my face is not healed up yet. I got this thing that's gonna happen on Friday where they're gonna rip out my whole ceiling. He's gonna probably ask about the tape and stuff that's on the ceiling and the taped up. Why is it taped around the light fixture? And maybe I'll tell some lie about that. I don't know if I want to tell the truth about there being hornets maybe in the ceiling. And you know, I don't know. Maybe I will tell him the truth about the hornets being in the ceiling. I don't hear them buzzing. I haven't had any problems with them, but they might just be gone dormant. There might be a nest up in there somewhere. I don't know. But yeah. No, the fact that the dude is right, it changes nothing. The fact that Roy is actually right about it doesn't change anything about the invasion of privacy, about him talking to the landlord uh, behind my back, saying things that I said which I did not say, and none of that changes, and he's just not. I honestly don't like the dude anyway. It's just like you live in the same building with somebody. It's just you try to get along with him, and I knew he's going to be here for a long time, but he's not a likable person. He's not a really a very nice guy at all. Um, you know, like I said, he's the kind of guy that you tell him you just had 5 teeth pulled, and then he offers you a submarine sandwich to try to make up for calling you a pussy and uh, saying that we're I'm done with you, man. But he doesn't even probably even know what he meant by that. But I'm done with him. So, you know, listen, if he wanted to get one of these wheelchair scooter things, he's got enough money to do it. I think he loses a lot of his money, like online at poker. Plays a lot of online poker, and then like he spends a lot of money on his grandkids. To I think because he he he's making $1,800 a month. It wouldn't take very long. He's paying $450 rent and electric, pretty much same as me, except for I pay $25 cheaper. It's like he could save up and buy one of these things if he really wanted one. I really kind of wanted to help him out in that way, get him out of the house. It's like I told him when he couldn't understand why I was giving him that one. I said, well, first of all, it's not that great of a gift. It's not that kingly of a gift. It doesn't work. Second of all, it would do my heart good to see you riding around because I know your life. I know that you don't get to go nowhere. And the only time you go outside is either to get the mail or to sit out on the porch with your grandkids. And he goes, yeah, that's pretty much my life, you know. And then like, well, I've had a little window into your life now because my legs don't work so good. And I was talking to him that one day, and he actually stopped me by the door, and I think he grabbed me by the hand, and he was like, "No, really, thanks, man." And he was like, genuinely grateful that somebody showed him some understanding or appreciation or whatever. But no, man, that's that stuff he pulled on Halloween. That's unacceptable, man. You can't. He knows I got beef with the landlord, and you can't be going behind the landlord's back speaking about problems that are happening in my apartment building. That's my apartment building. That's up to me to do that kind of stuff. So, plus, things go according to plan. I'll be out of here one way or another in a few months. I'm hoping, maybe I'll be eligible for, maybe I'll come up eligible for that Section 8 housing. Maybe I'll save up enough money. Who knows what could come up or how things could change. Um, Now, if you're watching this, you should be asking yourself, who knows what disaster could befall you next? And yeah, there's that too. Um, and I don't know. I just, um, yeah, I don't know. I just have to try to figure something out. And I think I have to maintain my independence to where, like, you know, instead of like living with somebody, just live by myself and try to take care of myself as best I can. I'm saying like a weird possible, and that's it. It wouldn't work. That wouldn't work anyway. But something weird happened that I can't go into, where it's like, yeah, that could change things. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how to fix things. I don't know how to fix like um, I don't know how to fix things with my sister. I don't know how to fix things with my foster brother. I don't know how to fix these things because like we're not on the same page with them. And it's like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to deal with any of this. I don't. I just need to chill. Just accept it. Just be glad it's not until Friday that this place could be getting ripped up tomorrow. Maybe by Friday I'll figure something out, and I'll be able to do a little bit. I mean, I don't know what my leg can do or what my leg can stand. And like, I don't even know how to approach that. Like, how do I even approach that? It's like I can't get a break. It's like I gotta let my face heal, and then I gotta go to the doctor. It's too much stuff, man. Okay, it's just too much stuff. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to quit. You know, I, I just want this to be over with, but I don't want to quit. You know, I don't want to quit because you know why. You already know why. I don't want to quit. It's because of other people. Some of which have wounded me pretty deeply in the past. But, you know, it's because I had an older brother that committed suicide. But really, man, it's just, it's, life just gets tougher the older you get. It does not get easier. It just gets tougher. And if you have a disease that goes quadruple, and it doesn't get easier. And it's like my knee has been somewhat swollen lately. I did take a spill on the tramadol stuff. I don't think that's why it's swollen. But yeah, I should start walking around on it. But why? You know, why fight? You know, it's like, what am I, what am I fighting for? What am I trying to prove? You know, really, it's just about I don't want to hurt other people. It's not hurting yourself, really. To taking your own life is not really hurting yourself. You know, like you're like, what are you talking about? It's not hurting yourself. It's like, no, it's if you do it correctly, you're not hurting yourself. You're ending your suffering. Man, that was tough. That was tough talking to that landlord with his folksy ass, uh, fucking calm man, ice cool demeanor. You know, just and then knowing I'm gonna have to deal with him, and God only knows how much money he has. Anyway, so it's really I'm not gonna hurt him by making bringing it. I'm not gonna hurt his conscience because he doesn't have one. You know, I'm not gonna be able to hurt his wallet. There's gonna be like no justice or no revenge or no satisfaction for me and of any kind as far as what I was put through last summer. What I was put through with the crackheads. You know, and I gotta I gotta concentrate on like positivity. Like I I don't have the energy for like hate and revenge and all that shit. I just don't have the energy for it. You know, it's like I don't have the energy to like explore my avenues of how I can, or even like I can talk to my cop friend, but he's a Canton cop. He's not a Maslin cop. They have different rules and tenant codes in different cities of what I can do, and him being like a fundamentalist Christian guy will probably be like, yeah, you just need to let it go. You know, Just let this guy continue to be a monster with a smiling, guileless face, because that's what he is. It's, I mean, I don't think that's an exaggeration. I think if you allow crack and meth trades to go on in your building, and then like like you're knowing you're making people suffer in the building that are having to put up with. I remember when I was telling him about death threats, and he said, "Oh, I wouldn't take those too seriously. Those kind of people are all talk. You know, they're threatening me. I'm sleeping 50 feet from him. His I looked up his company. It's Bob Miller Inc. That's his dad's name, Bob. It's Bob Miller Construction Inc. And it's in North Lawrence, Ohio. And because I looked up where I would have to write the letter to if I wanted to write a list of the things wrong in this place that needed fixed, which is apparently what Maslin wants you to do. Is, I believe I said that before, is write down one uh, a letter that you write to the landlord, giving the landlord the opportunity to fix his misdeeds, and copy the letter. You know, I think the misdeeds of, putting me in those situations where I'm living in mess central. I'm living around criminals and junkies. I think those misdeeds are a little worse than leaving holes in the wall. You know, the anniversary of this hole in the wall is coming up. The year anniversary of my 8-foot hole in the wall is coming up. Which he wanted to actually fix that last June after I got sprayed with the poison and yelled at him. He was like, "Oh, I'd like to get my drywall in there and get back on your good side." It's like, like, uh, you know, he didn't, of course, say that. He just said he wanted to get his drywall guy in here to work on that. And I was like, I didn't care. Cared about that last winter when I was freezing my ass off and it was blowing up my electric bill. And you didn't care one way or another. But now you suddenly care. Um, and the thing of it is even if I was like knowledgeable and I knew like the law and I knew like I had the tenant code memorized and the building codes and I knew all about this shit, it's like I got too much personal stuff going on to where I got the CRPS. It's not letting me eat right now. And I got the leg, and I got the mobility problems, and I got yellow dynia, and I got the piles of diapers in the corner. Uh, it's I got too many damn issues to fight back. Even if I knew how to fight back, I have to use my energy toward doing positive stuff for myself and trying instead of trying to get back at this guy. And then I gotta like look at this guy and just like, you know, I mean, I was almost yelling at him today on the porch. I was talking so loud, you know, and he just stood there and listened, just as calm as can be. I don't know if I didn't see any bulge, so I don't know if he had his concealed weapon on him or not. If he had his Kimber, which, according to my brother-in-law, that's one of the things he wanted to talk about was those are all handmade um, by specialized gunsmiths. And he said they usually go for $1,500. And I was like, well, he said his cost $2,000. So he must have got the deluxe model. But no, I don't know if he was armed today or not. It's cold out, so I didn't even think about it. But yeah, This is just the latest development in this horrible fiasco of a life. Um, I don't know. I'm waiting a lot of years for things to turn around, and they just been getting worse rather than turning around. I don't know. You know, I don't even feel like doing my books anymore. Or, reading the books I was gonna read. I'm not sure what purpose I'm serving here to anybody. Um, as far as on this video, this is just something that happened. That's, like I said, I don't know, maybe watching somebody work through their emotions maybe is interesting. I don't know. But now my stomach's gonna growl at me. I gotta eat. It's just tricky, a tricky business these days. I don't know, man. I know not too many people are gonna be want to watch stuff like this. It's just a bit much, you know. I mean, oh man, just having to go through that and Halloween having that happen and then you know I didn't like telling that guy like we're done, man. I'm not gonna talk. That had a certain emotional effect on me because that's another fellow human being. I mean, just because I don't like the guy and there's not a whole lot to like about him. He's not a very nice man, and I can remember like he conveniently forgets things too. I don't know if that's from medications or from what, but he will conveniently forget things. Like I was thinking about it, like I I was like giving him some of those Meals on Wheels, I think it was, and he was like, well, I'd like to be able to do something for you or something like that. Or he said something along those lines, and I said, here's what you could do for me. It's like since I got sprayed with that bug poison, me and Gerald are on the out, so I want you to give an envelope to Gerald for me. It's just gonna be rent money. He's like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then like I knocked on the door, and I had the envelope, and I was like, do you remember when I said that? Uh, said that when I asked you if you would give the rent money for me to I think I was texting him actually, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" Like he didn't remember it or had no idea what I was talking about. He thought I was talking about him actually paying the rent. So I don't know if he's wrapped all that tight or what kind of drugs he's on, or he just does a lot of Puff the Magic Dragon and lives by the THC. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how to shake myself out of this. I don't, you know. It's only 4 o'clock. I gotta go eat something. It's only 4 o'clock. I've been up since 8 o'clock and I haven't ate something, so it's not really only 4 o'clock. So I should go do that. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what point these things serve anymore. You know, I mean, I don't know if they help me get through. I don't know if they're helpful to me. I don't. I don't know. Um, I know that just texting, having the text with Gerald when what's his face got in my business, Roy, and that really set me on edge. So having to talk to him for like 15 minutes today out on the porch, man. And then it, just being in my situation where you got all these problems and you just don't really have anybody that's in your corner to help you fight back. It's like I need it. I guess that's where money. I'm always disparaging money, right? That's where money would have come in handy. Could have blew some money on a lawyer and let the lawyer take care of matters, and consulted a lawyer at least about like what are my options here. But I consulted my cop friend instead because I figured like dude's been in court, knows the law, he's been a landlord, that he knows what's what. And he's like, I don't think you can touch Gerald, but he was talking about the bug spray thing. He wasn't really talking about the drug thing. Um, I don't know. I'm sorry for this one if this isn't, yeah. I'll put it up and leave it up because it's honest, at least. But I'm sorry for or for being like this. And, yeah. And I'll try to do better next time. But it did have that interesting turn of events where the guy I pretty much excommunicated turns out to be right by some just quirk of fate. You know, he happens to be right. And then I happened to have to talk to my landlord today, and then I happened to have to get my ceiling ripped up on Friday and have people invading my space when I least need it. And this is this is my house. This is where I live now. It's in this bedroom, so I don't really live anywhere else in this building. I'm gone, so like I said, I'm sorry if you had to sit through this. I'll try to do better next time. Bye bye.